dead following gas truck explosion in Port Harcourt. NLC says nationwide strike still on ahead of NEC meeting today. Courts, banks, schools in River State comply with labeled nationwide strike. Police to establish drone system to tackle insecurity. And on the foreign scene, floods kill 4 people in Germany. I'm Ifechuku Moyele with the news. Now, at least 4 people are feared dead after a heavy-duty truck carrying about 8 CNG cylinders fell on the Obidikwere flyover in Port Harcourt and burst into flames this morning. About 4 explosions were heard as some of the gas cylinders went off. An eyewitness tells our correspondent that the burning truck fell on a vehicle.
The tanker was coming from Imosi, so he missed the road. He supposed to follow this way, but he followed this way. So immediately he turned his sign. So many signs say he not enter, then jam 2 taxi. One escape, but the other one didn't escape. Nine tumble. So I was maybe he climbed one of this pavement that made me tumble that fall. So it catch fire.
He said the driver escaped death.
And it's like, as I see under the trailer now, you can see it now. But one of them escaped. The driver escaped too. The other is under the trailer. He brought down, he brought to well, we're not confirmed yet. Until the fire service they are done with their work, they will confirm if anyone is inside.
The driver who was able to escape, identified as Prince Sunday, spoke to our correspondent.
As he hits me, the pressure now can't turn commode. But this one already my phone no turn commode. I see they go straight. I really think cover and completely. Inside that motor, I'm not sure if anybody come out. But I just see somebody run, they follow me for back. I know that come out or just stand around. So but the man come out on the 10 God, you know, driving to. I know that they inside motor or just stand around. I don't know if somebody come out. So because I was busy with my own driving out so that to not catch up with me. Yes, it was on speed. The tires already jack up self. So as I noticed it, that's why I moved. But what I know is that the motor just stumbled, the front starts catching fire.
The explosion affected the roof of a nearby building. Moving on, the Nigerian Labour Congress says their nationwide strike is still on. In a post on its X handle, the union said that the strike will continue until they hear from their organs at their meeting scheduled for today. In a message to our correspondent on this, the NLC's National Assistant General Secretary Chris Onyeka said the federal government didn't make any concrete offer during last night's meeting, even though a new proposal emerged. The meeting came as the nationwide strike over a new minimum wage paralyzed economic activities on Monday. The Secretary of the Government of the Federation, George Akome, read the resolution reached after the 5-hour meeting with labor leaders in Abuja last night. He said the labor leaders were to meet with their organs immediately.
Labour, in deference to the high esteem of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is committed in paragraph 3 sub 2 above, and undertakes to convene a meeting of its organs immediately to consider this commitment. And for no worker will be victimized as a result of the industrial action. Down in Abuja on the 3rd of June 2024.
Mr. Akuma said the tripartite committee on the new minimum wage will now meet daily.
After exhaustive deliberations and engagement by both parties, following resolutions were reached. The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu CFR, is committed to a national minimum wage that is higher than 60,000. Arising from the above, the tripartite committee is to meet every day for the next 1 week with a view to arriving at an agreeable national minimum wage.
The meeting had the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Joe Ajero, and his counterpart in the Trade Union Congress, TUC, Festus Osifo, in attendance. Others present were Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris Malagi, and Labour Minister Nkiruka Onyejosa, among others. As you may know, the indefinite strike which started yesterday paralyzed business at airports, universities and hospitals. Power supplies were also affected across the country. Also in River State, banks, courts and schools in Port Harcourt and its environs were closed in compliance with the nationwide strike. Flights were also disrupted at the Port Harcourt International Airport. Correspondent Obioroware, who monitored the workers' compliance level, reports that the entrance and exit points of the ever-busy River State Secretariat Complex and the State Judicial Complex were locked. The strike monitoring team of the NLC and TUC visited some offices within the Port Harcourt Metro. Anthony told our correspondent that the committee is impressed by the determination of workers. Mr. Wachuku said the monitoring will continue until the national leadership of Labour issues a directive.
We have today visited various places to ensure compliance. Sent to Federal High Court, we shut down those areas. We moved to Federal Secretariat. We observed that some skeletal work is going on. We lock up the place, and then we met the management and asked them to leave the premises, and they also complied with us. We went to all the banks in Oluwabanjo. We have met total compliance. We also went to share. We have also observed that few work is going on there. We have also shut down that place. We'll be there tomorrow early morning to also ensure that they have also complied to the national directive.
Also, the chairman of the Nigeria Civil Service Union in River State, Chuks Osuma, spoke on why civil servants are complying fully with the strike.
You as a senator, you can argue that a worker should receive 30,000 naira, even up to now 60,000 naira for 1 month with a family of 6-7. I think it's an injustice to Nigerian workers. And we are pleading with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to please address this issue that River State government has nothing to do with this strike. Left for the River State government, we would have compromised this strike. We wouldn't have gone for this strike. The governor has done so much for us. He has promised us that he's just waiting for the federal government. Immediately the federal government pronounce something, we know that he will be the first to pay.
Chairman of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, Spiff Golden, also spoke.
Our take home cannot even take us home, and nothing is being done. Can no longer pretend that all is well in Nigeria. It is not well. Workers are suffering, but we are saying that life is no longer easy for Nigerians. To see what is going on, my attention was drawn to this place. They are the ones that put up this canopy here that you're saying here, that they were being intimidated by some persons that they don't know, and at that point, luckily, police people came to calm the place.
Meanwhile, some business operators in Port Harcourt spoke to our correspondent on how the strike has affected their daily profit.
It's affecting my food business in a way that we are not selling. Look at the time and there are no customers. Unlike other days or before now, everywhere will be crowded with customers. But today, everywhere is just scanty and very dry.
There is no money in the country. So the strike is affecting me, although it's a good thing. But I want them to stand their ground. They should not go and take bribe. It's affecting my business, and it's also good. I like it. Let us all feel it.
Barber friends now, look at, they cannot on jet because of the strike. So the fuel is too high. In fact, the life is too hard for us.
But it took them 2 days to pass the changing of the national anthem into law and enforce it on Nigerians. So why can't they do the same thing when it comes to the lives of Nigerians and their daily lives and how they improve on it?
Earlier in a television interview, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejosa, wondered how Labour expects the federal and state governments to pay 494,000 naira as minimum wages when some state governments still can't pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage agreed upon by a tripartite committee in 2019. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Femi Falana says the Attorney General of the Federation should sanction states that have failed to pay the current 30,000 naira minimum wage. Mr. Falana said on Channels Television that since the payment of the minimum wage is an agreement entered into freely, state governments unable to honor such a deal are breaching the law. Still to come, police to establish drone system to tackle insecurity. Stay with us.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me. I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it.
Reports just coming in say organized labor have suspended their strike for 5 days. A Punch newspaper report said that the leader of the NLC made this known in Abuja. The centers are expected to issue a statement shortly before the commencement of negotiations with the government. And now the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotoku, says the Nigerian police force will soon establish a full drone system to adequately tackle insecurity. Mr. Ebotoku said this in Ibadan, Oyo State. The IGP said the full drone system will enable to capture everywhere in Nigeria from its headquarters in Abuja. In business, the highest depositors with the now liquidated Heritage Bank will be paid 5 million naira. The Director of Communications and Public Affairs of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Commission, Bashir Nuhu, said this in a statement. Mr. Nuhu said the payment would be done to the bank customers who have alternate accounts within the industry. He said the payment would be done using their bank verification number to locate their alternate account. Recall that the CBN yesterday revoked the license of Heritage Bank. And now to entertainment, American singer Kanye West has been sued for sexual harassment, breach of contract, and wrongful termination by a woman who worked as his assistant for 2 years. In a lawsuit, Lauren Pisciota claims she was fired in 2022 and that a $3 million US severance package was never paid. And now in sports, striker Kylian Mbappe says playing for Real Madrid is a dream come true. This comes after the transfer of the 25-year-old striker to the Bernabeu Stadium on a 5-year deal was confirmed yesterday. He will earn 15 million euros a season plus a 150 million euros signing on bonus to be paid over 5 years, and he will keep a percentage of his image rights.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Rescuers are battling to evacuate people from flooded areas in southern Germany that have claimed 4 lives. More evacuations were called overnight on the huge volumes of water caused floods. Flood defenses to fail. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has called it a warning that climate change was getting worse.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Now that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Organized labor suspends strike. 4 people are feared dead following a gas truck explosion in Port Harcourt. Courts, banks and schools in Rivers State complied with labor nationwide strike. The police are to establish drone system to tackle insecurity in the country. And on the foreign scene, floods have killed 4 people in Germany. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS on WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechuku Monyeli. Many thanks for listening.